Welcome to Trenton Today on WBCB. I'm your host, Chris Ermer, joined by the mayor of Trenton, Gusciora, and going to find out what's going on in the summer in the city in Trenton, New Jersey.
Summer in the city in Trenton, yes.
Mayor Gusciora, welcome. Great to be here. Different venue for us. We're back at in the conference room.
Yeah.
In City Hall.
Yep.
Loving it.
We went to two exciting high school graduations, although there's three high schools that graduated this year. The Trenton Central High School, the Capital City High School, and Foundation Academy High School. So we're excited to have all new graduates that are getting out and starting a new life. The Trenton Central High School had 650 graduates.
Wow.
Which is their highest class since the new building came along. So Trenton keeps exploding with population while other cities are going down.
All right, so does that pose, that's some positives and some negatives. What does that growth mean for the mayor, for planning, for what's next in the city of Trenton?
Well, we need more housing. Developers are more interested, so there's redevelopment opportunities. Also, there's opportunities to finally get rid of our abandoned houses that are on the city's rolls. We want them back on the tax roll, so we encourage home ownership. And if anyone is interested, they can fill out an application online through the Housing and Economic Development Department, or come on in the third floor. And we also have a list of abandoned properties on our website. So we're excited about the possibilities of expanding the city's residencies, but in a positive way.
It just seems like there's some potential for real estate investment in the city of Trenton. Well, great to be here with you. We're not at Trenton Central High School, which is where we typically do our Trenton Today thing throughout the year with the help of some of the students from Trenton Central. So congratulations to all the graduates. We wish them the very best. And Trenton is the place to be when it comes to the summer, June, July, great events. You guys have already been doing quite a number of things. I saw like the youth fishing contest was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we had a fishing derby, and we stocked Stacy Park Lake, the pond, with 300 plus fish with cooperation of Fish and Wildlife.
That just sounds like such a good time. But it's been really hot in Trenton, in the surrounding area over the last bunch of days. And I know you guys have cooling centers and sped up the opening of the pools in Trenton to help people cool down with all this hot weather. Thankfully, today is a little bit cooler, but still
a chill in the air. It's
temperatures
down to 97.
Yeah. Right, but people do need to stay cool. It
Yes.
can be a life-threatening thing, and you guys are there. Tell us where people can cool down and jump in the pool. And did you get pushed in the pool this summer?
No, because our official pool opening is this Monday, although because of the heat wave, we've decided to open up a week earlier.
That's no reason not to push the mayor into the pool, though.
No one should ever push the mayor in the pool.
That's an annual event.
Don't try that at home.
All right. That's part of the fun of opening the Trenton pools.
Is it? Somebody's trying to convince me of that.
Well, I think one year you said you went in there and like your cell phone, unfortunately, also went in the pool.
Yeah.
Well, the pools are open. People are able to cool down. The cooling centers open throughout the day.
Yes, from 8 in the morning to 8 at night at the Sam Naples Center on Chestnut.
All right, so let's talk about some of the events happening throughout the city. Summer in the city. June 28th, you guys have a kickoff celebration, which seems like it's going to have a lot of elements to it. Fun fitness, some painting in the Capitol. Tell us more about what is happening this Saturday.
Well, it will be in Cadwallader Park, and we'll have food and fun. We'll have a lot of fun
Nice.
for the family, fun for the families.
Live music.
Live music,
That's fun.
games for the children, bouncy houses and the like, movie under the stars. So this will be a full summer extravaganza of activities in Cadwallader Park.
All right. Do you know what the movie Under the Stars is going to be?
No, but I hear it's a good one.
Yeah.
So.
Jaws, celebrating their 50th anniversary.
Oh, I know, yeah, yeah.
That was a big thing. I didn't even want to get into the pool.
I'm old enough that I remember when it came out, and I guess I was 12 years old.
All right, so Summer in the City happening this Saturday with a number of things at Cadwallader Park, live music. And you guys also have Art All Night, which is a great annual event in the city of Trenton. Now it has been moved to the War Memorial Building, and it's back to an all-night event. Going to be happening from 3 o'clock on Saturday till 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Yes.
And local artists doing their thing.
Yeah, yeah. Artworks is a nonprofit that operates in the city of Trenton, and they started a while ago. I don't know how old the institution is as far as Art All Night, but they're bringing back the all-night hours, and so we're really excited about that. They accept artwork from area artists that even could sell their wares.
I mean, there's such a variety, too. You get the painting, sculpture, even some performance
art. Yes.
Performance art.
You could take them home too, and just put them in your living room, and then when you want them to perform, they'll perform for you.
Yeah. How do you purchase performance art? I guess that's a tough investment to make.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's happening this Saturday, Art All Night in Trenton, and Trenton, a vibrant spot for the arts, and this is, an event that people look forward to throughout the year, and it's back being an all-night, overnight event, which is going to add a bit of flavor, adds to the feel of the thing. Last couple of years, they kind of did like a 12-hour event, then they shut down, came back the next day, which makes sense too.
Yeah.
We all need to sleep, but we're going overnight with Art All Night, and adds a little spice.
That's
the dish.
part of the fun. I remember going at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning in past occasions when I was in my youth, and
After being out all night, you go to Art All Night.
Well, out all night. It's just really neat, and the artists come and they explain their art pieces, and then the pieces are judged, and there's an opportunity to even sell art, and then we have vendors there and food trucks, so that's another fun for the family event.
Great event, Art All Night this Saturday in Trenton, and throughout the show today, we're going to be telling you more about the events happening throughout the summer in Trenton. As we're here with the mayor, we always check in with some different stuff happening throughout the city, though. What's an update when it comes to the animal shelter? We've talked about their need for volunteers, for people to adopt pets through the Trenton Animal Shelter. I would imagine kind of the...
Yeah, I'll have to show you this. So sorry I don't know if this could be shared, but we teamed up with a social influencer photographer out of New York, and
that sounds like a very modern thing to do, teaming up with
he
a
came
social influencer.
and took professional photography of our dogs, and suitable for framing.
Well, it's like they're portraits.
They are, yeah, they're just portraits, and they came and interviewed the dogs as well as talked on camera, so they broadcast them in video, but also in full portrait color.
They interviewed the dogs.
They interviewed the dogs, yes.
What kind of questions?
They got good feedback from them. A lot of Bowsers, but we're doing well with the shelter. We actually opened up an annex because
You needed space.
We needed space, and also we were renting space at a kennel in Pennsylvania, and that becomes quite costly. So we have an overflow in Columbus, but our goal is to maintain a population of just our animal shelter in Trenton.
All right, look, this is why they need the help, because they don't have a lot of space. And again, a call to action. If you are a pet lover, an animal lover, if you can find some space to adopt a pet, they do need some help with the Trenton Animal Shelter. It's something we've been talking about for months on Trenton Today, and it's good that a little more space is opened up.
Yes, absolutely.
But still a need out there to help if you possibly can with the animal shelter.
Yeah, if you'd like to foster a dog, even if you don't want to permanently keep the dog, we accept fosters as well. So,
and
we have a foster network.
Is it dogs and cats?
Cats, we teamed up with an organization called TrentonCats.org.
They're a really good group. I think we adopted our felines from this organization, which has volunteers also in PA.
Yeah.
Kind of fostering.
Yeah, and they're very successful. We have few problems with adopting out cats. The Trenton Cats just does marvelous work, and
good.
So the cats are not a problem. It's the overbreeding of dogs and the lack of bandwidth and personnel to go out and to investigate each overbreeding of dog population. And then, it's only as good an investigation as the subject matter cooperates, and we get very little cooperation. They say, oh no, we're not breeding. So it's difficult to prosecute, but it nonetheless is on our books of having breeders register with the city.
And hopefully the good pet people can outnumber the people who are doing the breeding or whatever, and get a little help for the Trenton Animal Shelter. The other thing that we've talked about over the past months that we'll just touch on quickly, lead testing within the city of Trenton, especially for young people. We were at Trenton Central High School throughout the year for our Trenton Today shows, and it was great to spread the word about lead testing.
Yep.
And I know that's still ongoing through the Department of Health.
Yeah, we're really trying to encourage parents to get their children tested. They should call our health department and set up an appointment. We're an old industrial city, and we have old housing stock with lead-based paint. We also had a ceramic industry right here in Trenton, and it's not the ceramics that were harmful, it's the lead paint used in the ceramics, and every time they chipped a dish, they would just grind it into the soil. So there's a lot of soil in Trenton that has still ceramics in it.
Right, that lead doesn't go anywhere. It just stays there.
It stays there.
And can become an issue. All right, so old industrial city, Trenton. Are other cities going through this same type of thing? I would think there's lead issues in New York, in Philadelphia.
Yes, it generally follows the urban areas, unless factories were in the suburban parts. And I guess there would be suburban parts that were agriculture with the old pesticides and like.
So, I mean, do you guys, does the city of Trenton feel like they are getting out in front of something? Because I don't hear as much about it within the city of Philadelphia, or for a big priority when it comes to New York City. But I'm thinking that, like you said, old industrial sites, those lead issues are there as well. But Trenton is, again, encouraging testing, has that available for people. Yeah, it feels like you guys are kind of getting in front of the issue.
Yeah, we don't want to sweep the problem under the rug. There were people who say, don't do anything about this because it will affect property values. But our thinking was to resolve it once and for all. It does not help a child if they ingest lead, and then it leads to learning disabilities and behavioral issues. So we want to resolve this.
Take a responsible approach. I mean, it's
Yeah, absolutely. We worked with the Biden administration and their EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. They came in and did over 200 soil samples. They identified 2 schools that had lead in their soil, which were remediated, but only out of one of the 2 schools that they investigated. And then they found 2 parks that had lead, and they excavated that soil. So those are now lead-free soil bases.
safe sites, right?
Safe sites, and their next move is to go to houses where they identified lead in people's backyards.
But we're really concerned about lead in the human bodies of Trenton residents and young people. And again, you can get some lead testing to make sure everything is okay with your property and with your family and all of that stuff. Well,
Yeah, and one,
Yeah.
unless we have to go.
No.
And there's remediation dollars, so if it's determined that you had lead-based paint in your home, we can work with that homeowner to mitigate the lead-based paint.
all right, well, a lot of stuff coming up in the city of Trenton, including a Take It to the Streets neighborhood block party.
yeah.
I love a block party. Are you guys going to have birch beer? That was a big thing at the block parties in my neck of the woods. A big old keg of birch beer.
We can work on that, but I think that's very Pennsylvanian.
Well, we're on this side of the Delaware. I got to get myself straightened up as we're in Trenton, for Trenton today, talking with Mayor Reed Gusciora, and we will be back in just a moment on WBCB.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones radio experience right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
Are you a parrot head?
Wasted away again in Margarita.
Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video streamed live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
Welcome back to Trenton Today on WBCB, hanging out with the mayor of Trenton, Reed Gusciora, and kicking around all these different events coming up throughout the summer. The block party is it's going to be next week. Oh,
Yeah,
there's
they'll be throughout the summer.
a whole bunch of different block parties.
Yes, at coming to a neighborhood where you live, and we set up barbecues, music, bouncy houses, games for the kids.
Yeah, wow. Every week there's a new block party. 120 Academy Street on June 30th. 620 West State, that's on July the 2nd, and on and on. July the 7th, they're going to be at George Page Park. So a lot of
good stuff going on.
festivities
Yes.
going to be happening. So if people want to find out more, they can go to trentonNJ.org/rec to find out where the different recreation activities and events are happening, or you can call 609-989-3860 to find out a little bit more. Talking about all these fun and festive things, but was sad to hear of the passing of Brian Hughes. I know you made some comments about that. You know, what made him such a good public servant, and he's going to be missed in the areas. So just want to open it up to what you would like to say about his service and his passing.
Well, first of all, he learned from the best. His father was a governor of the state of New Jersey during the 60s, and he's the one that started that county college system, as well as the museums that are down on West State Street. So he was and the Hughes Justice Complex is named after his father. That being said, Brian
kind of passed down through the family.
Yes. And that said, Brian, in his own right, was a county executive for over 20 years and did many improvements to the park system and just bringing social services and just really impacting on everyday lives of Mercer County residents.
I mean, one of the things that sticks out to me is that throughout all of those years of service, he always had a lot of respect from others. And when you're in this political thing, that can ebb and flow. And it seemed like with Brian, that was pretty much a mainstay and kind of speaks to his heart of service and how he went about his thing, how he did his thing.
Absolutely, he was always very visible in the county and would visit Trenton. He lived in Trenton for a time, and so his heart was in the capital city, and he would be helpful whenever he could. So we're going to miss him.
No question. You also mentioned, we're talking about all these events going on throughout the summer in the city of Trenton, and the New Jersey Scholastic NJSIAA going to have a cross-country race in the city of Trenton, bringing in all the schools from the surrounding area. That's going to be a big deal for you guys.
Yeah, we brought it back. I think there was some 20-plus year hiatus, and they wanted to try it out last year, and it was very successful for them. And area high school students and their parents, who have the wallets, came to Cadwallader Park, and it was a fun day of watching cross-country runners of all shapes and sizes. And so we're looking forward to year 2 of the renewed interest in bringing cross-country racing to Trenton.
Talking about the parents and their wallets, what kind of economic impact does that type of event have? I mean, local restaurants, a lot of local businesses can benefit from all these people coming in. Come on down, come and check out Trenton.
Absolutely, and it's also another opportunity for Trentonians themselves to come out and watch the race. I just talking to a lot of the seniors would talk about, reminisce about their times of cross-country racing out of Trenton High School, and we have the Olympic athlete Athing Mu.
Yes.
That she came out of Trenton. So running seems to be in our system, and it's a great opportunity to see cross-country competitors compete right here in Trenton and Cadwallader Park.
I think we heard that's coming up in September, so that an event to look forward to.
Yes.
In the meantime, you guys are, as we think about running and cross-country, Trenton is also thinking about cycling and biking through the city of
Yes.
Trenton, and I saw a proposal to create bike lanes and safe spaces for people to cycle throughout the city. I love it.
Yeah, we got grant money to create more bike lanes, and that's coming along with the county that is doing a streetscape improvement along South Broad Street,
Oh, yeah.
which will include a bike lane. And yes, we would like to encourage more biking out there. We have a lot of groups that are out there that love to bike and take tours of the city. The fun one is during Halloween. They do a cemetery bike ride, and you get some apple cider and treats. But you also go see our historic cemeteries.
And maybe put on your Halloween mask as you
That's
bike around.
That is encouraged, yes.
Well, that sounds great, and it's eco-friendly. It's a great way to cut down on traffic. You bring grant money coming in to help out with this. Is there going to be enough to make it all happen? Do you need more money to create these bike lanes?
There's never enough, but it will give us a substantial chunk of bike lanes that we're looking for. I've seen the plans that how they want to have a bike route throughout the city,
Yeah.
which is ambitious, but it's certainly something that's attainable. There's also state dollars that are coming to connect the Johnson Trolley Trail, which is decommissioned but created a path from Trenton to Princeton. So will be a major bike route.
So talking about biking,
future.
talking about running and potential bike routes in the future. Any interest in Trenton in creating a traffic-free kind of pedestrian zone? I know that's been there and then changed, and it seems like that's an idea that also will ebb and flow, and people sometimes more interested, less interested. But it feels like that also is kind of a modern city type of thing where you have a district where people don't drive and everybody can kind of walk safely.
I'm old enough to remember we did on East State Street. We made a pedestrian thoroughfare, and it turned out to be not workable because of Trenton is so compact. It diverted traffic outward, and it made it inconvenient. And then, as a result, a lot of the shops along East State Street closed,
Right.
because people had trouble parking, then to walk to there.
I mean, that's the biggest sign that it's not working if
Yeah.
businesses can't thrive within that type of atmosphere.
But what I'm in favor of is the periodic festival blocking off the streets, particularly during South Warren, is a great place to hold an outdoor festival. We had a number of festivals out there. We have First Fridays, so it creates opportunities to safely walk in the streets, but that's because there are barricades and police presence.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, if it's an event, it's something's happening, kind of close the street down, allow people to walk freely and enjoy.
And particularly during our block parties that we're having throughout the summer.
All right, so we're talking about running, walking, cycling. How about
And
the
barbecuing.
Well, that's all good too. How about the arts in Trenton? You guys are going to do some painting events, which are cool. It's kind of like painting with a twist, right? Where the people are given a canvas and a little instruction, and then you can do your own creative thing. And that's happening throughout the city each week, going to a different location. Mill Hill Park on July the 1st, Villa Park on the 8th, so on and so forth.
And it's BYOW, bring your own wine. That seemed to be organic from the past events, but young and old really enjoy getting together. The city supplies them mini canvases, watercolor paint. You could bring other kind of paint if you'd like, acrylic or oil. And it just seems to be a great community event to come out and try your art skills, but have fun at the same time.
I mean, it's like therapy. It's like relaxing, and you kind of do a creative thing, and if it works out, great. If not, you're not a professional artist.
Yeah.
You're just there to have a good time. And if you want to learn more about that event and others that we're talking about, TrentonNJ.org, again, /rec for all the recreation stuff happening throughout the summer in the city of Trenton. All right, talking with Mayor Gusciora, we're going to step aside. When we come back, I have a big, beautiful question for you.
Ooh, big,
So
beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, we'll
It's
be
very,
back.
Very Trumpian.
Back in just a moment with more of Trenton Today on WBCB.
Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones radio experience right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
Are you a parrot head?
Wasted away again in Margarita.
Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
All right, welcome back to Trenton Today. We're hanging out in the conference room in City Hall with the mayor of the city of Trenton, Reed Gusciora. So the big, beautiful bill, the federal budget, is being proposed. And I'm wondering if you have been able to parse through that big, beautiful piece of legislation and see what types of impacts that may have on the city of Trenton down the road here in a little bit, and how the city, like, you might have to step up to fill some gaps if this big, beautiful federal budget gets approved. I guess first off, do you think that ultimately that this spending package or the big, beautiful bill will get the votes it needs?
Well, we're hoping our congressional delegation, Andy Kim and Cory Booker and Bonnie Watson-Coleman, we've been in close contact with them. We had discussions with Andy Kim when he was in Trenton last week. Everybody's concerned about what's going to happen in midnight, what's going to happen during the amendment process, and what's going to stay in, what's coming out. But What the cities are concerned about is the community development block grants, keeping them intact, HUD funding, which is Housing Urban Development Department. We got a Choice Neighborhoods grant.
Real quick, can you tell us kind of some examples of how those the block grants are utilized and help cities throughout the country?
They help fund our senior centers. They also homelessness prevention programming. Money ends up at the rescue mission, at Homefront. And these dollars are the social safety nets of urban areas that provide critical funding to keep people housed and alive. And if those suffer budget cuts, then the city is going to have to step up to the plate, which we don't have a lot of resources to begin with. So we rely on federal funding. We also get grant funding for parks, for transportation programs, and the like. So it's critical that we continue to get federal dollars into the state and the local coffers.
And parks, transportation programs, very important, but I'm concerned about the vulnerable individuals, the
Absolutely.
people who, I'm thinking senior citizens, folks that are on assistance,
Yep.
Potentially those programs being trimmed
Yes.
could have some ripple effects.
Well, you focused before on lead testing, and we cooperated with the federal Environmental Protection Agency, and every time that they cut that agency, they mapped out a plan of testing more parks and areas of the city. With those cuts, that will not happen. And we're concerned about remediation, because right now the EPA said, all right, we're going to test, but if we find something, we'll be responsible for remediation. If they've done the testing part, but we hope they won't back out of the remediation part.
You know, the other element that I wanted to bring up, in my neck of the woods, they're talking about cooperation with ICE. And what kind of footprint has ICE had within the city of Trenton over the past few months? And I know some municipalities will not cooperate with ICE as far as sharing information. Other municipalities are trying to move in that direction. And where does Trenton stand within this shifting landscape right now?
Yeah, I don't know if the federal government has total resources to come wholesale into the city of Trenton. Nonetheless, we are concerned and continue to be concerned. We have a large immigrant population in the city of Trenton, and we would say the majority are hardworking. That said, if there is a criminal, we would assist. We haven't been asked to yet, but we hope that the president keeps his word that he's going after the bad guys. And unfortunately, there's too many news reports that he's just taking people in general, which has shocked a lot of immigration groups, particularly the Venezuelans and the Cubans, that they're starting to see that the president is backsliding on his word to go after the bad guys. But again, there have been a couple of incidents in the city where ICE has come in to take individual one at a time. Yesterday we heard reports that ICE was in the city and that they were making massive arrests, and it just was not true.
Talking about backsliding, one of the elements when it comes to the immigration thing, there's I think a net positive when it comes to the economy, and there seems to be a little bit of backsliding when it comes to the policy now, where certain employers are not able to have the pool of people that they had before, because the people are concerned either have gone through some type of deportation efforts or are just concerned about that type of thing. And so, we need those hardworking people that are part of the economy, part of our environment, to continue to contribute as they have. And so now it seems like there's, we need those hardworking people. So as you said, hopefully it's really directed and targeted towards people who are criminals and who are doing bad things, because so many Trentonians are doing good things and helping the city of Trenton and the state of New Jersey. So I just think that sometimes isn't stated as it should be.
Yeah, and it's sad but amusing to see what is happening in the red states, particularly with agriculture, and then there was a complaint about hotel personnel. They can't find hotel personnel, and they can't find people to work on the farms, and the president said he's going to look into it. But by and large, we've had generations of immigrants that have come in and done the work that people who are long established here are not willing to do. My grandfather and great-grandparents came here from Europe, and they got jobs in factories, and my one grandfather was a custodian in the public school system. So we are a nation of immigrants, and to simply just cut all immigrants out is not going to do the country any good.
Nor is it really feasible. Talking with Mayor Gusciora here, Trenton Today on WBCB. When we return here, I want to ask you about, we had an op-ed piece on our new WBCB website, which is called The Independence. And this was about an issue which has come up before, drug legalization, especially around opioids and fentanyl and some of the dangerous addictive drugs that require maybe some more help for people that are going through these situations rather than a punitive criminal experience. I want to ask Mayor Gusciora if any of that seems like it is suitable for the city of Trenton. When we return here in just a little bit, Trenton Today on WBCB.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Your vehicle is in good hands at Haldeman Collision, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They do it all at Haldeman Collision. Minor dents and dings, bumpers, windshields, major body, and frame damage. Free estimates, 24-hour towing, most insurance accepted, and loaners available. Haldeman Collision works with all makes and models. They'll go out of their way to getting your car back in brand new condition. Haldeman Collision, conveniently located 20 minutes from Langhorne, Princeton, and Ewing on Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Hey, this is Jonesy. Kick off your Thursday and Friday evenings in style. Join me for an eclectic freeform mix of the hits and beyond. It's a happening, a musical journey. It's the Glenn Jones radio experience right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM. Thursday and Friday, 5 to 6 p.m., directly following the legendary Jerry Blavitt. Radio, the way it ought to be.
Opinions matter, and so does yours. Hi, I'm Joe Fabrizi, inviting you to join us every Monday at 1 p.m. for Opinions Matter, right here on 1490 AM WBCB. Opinions Matter is now live streamed at WBCB1490.com. We want to hear from you because your opinion does matter.
Are you a parrot head?
Wasted away again in Margarita.
Not that kind. That's more like it. If you're this kind of parrot head, don't forget to check out the Denny-O Polka Show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon right here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Mayor Jeff Martin of Hamilton Township, inviting you to tune in to our monthly radio show, This Month in Hamilton. Video streamed live the fourth Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring various guests from Hamilton Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
Welcome back, Trenton Today on WBCB, hanging out with Mayor Reed Gusciora. Hey, were you surprised at the New York City mayoral primary? That's going to be exciting to see how that plays out here as, oh gosh, this guy's name is always Mamdani.
Yes,
I
Mamdani.
believe.
Yes, first Muslim candidate that's from a major party, and seems to be quite exciting. More in the vein of AOC. He was endorsed by Bernie Sanders. So it defeated the conventional wisdom Democrat, Andrew Cuomo. It's almost a lesson in how the Democrats are going to win elections from here going out forth, and how to combat the Trump administration or the Trump candidacy.
To go further left, kind of
Which,
as a...
yeah, which is good and bad, but he certainly has captured the imagination of the electorate, and he won, so congratulations. We had Charlene Parker, the mayor of Philadelphia, in town yesterday for an event, and got to chat with her a little bit. But I think, as far as the Democratic Party, they're looking for a new way forward, and not some of the old established Democrats that seem to have been turning off the electorate, especially in the national elections.
Well, they got all those progressive ideas up there in New York City, and also both a progressive and kind of a libertarian idea is the notion of drug legalization and providing more mitigation, more help, resources for people that are drug users, safe spaces for them to use those substances. But those things come with a lot of challenges, and I'm wondering if anything like that might work in the city of Trenton. What are some of the challenges that the city has when it comes to substance use and how things work?
It would be lack of space and lack of housing. And again, we're back to the big, beautiful bill. If there are federal budget cuts, normal resources from CDBG programs and the like that could benefit in drug treatment and housing addicts and creating a quote-unquote safe space.
That all shrinks up.
That all shrinks up, and it's a lack of competing resources. And politically, it's hard to deliver because, rightfully so, a lot of residents say, I pay taxes, I do the right thing, why aren't you doing things that benefit me?
Well, and also people don't want that safe space in their neighborhood, not in my backyard type of mentality, which is very understandable around these types of issues. How about cannabis in Trenton? Some different dispensaries have popped up, and then more dispensaries are popping up, but not all of them are legit, which is posing some problems.
It is. We have 2 open dispensaries, and they're doing quite well, and adding to the economic scene of the city, or the fabric of the city.
Kicking back some taxes to
They
Trenton.
pay us 2% surcharge, and there is a third one that is going to open up, a renovated bank, which is really cool. They took a 100-year plus bank and renovated it top to bottom, spent quite a few bucks doing that.
I bet.
The challenge is created by illegal cannabis shops that are opening up, and they're getting really crafty because in the guise of selling other products, they're slipping them in, and it has to keep us on our toes. What we really need is help from the state because we don't have the resources, being a city that relies on state aid. But the Cannabis Control Commission has made it clear that they will only go after legal cannabis shops, which is kind of contradictory because it's the illegal cannabis shops that are putting the cannabis shops out of business.
I mean, what about like the state police? Do they have a role in that type of enforcement?
They would at the direction of an agency, but the agency right now does not have the jurisdiction. There is a bill in the legislature that giving them that specific role, and I would encourage the legislature to pass that because we really need help from the state level.
All right. Hashtag Club City Hall. That I've heard that pop up every once in a while, and it relates to events that are happening across the street that happen late at night, sometimes into the early morning hours. And I'm wondering what the city of Trenton is able to do to either rein that in, to control those events a little bit more, if you think that those events need to be controlled. I mean, people have the freedom to go outside and to be on the street as long as they're not causing a problem.
Absolutely. We want a vibrant nightlife in the city, but you know, the old adage is anything that happens after 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock is not good. And what we have to do is limit the hours of the entertainment district. Right now, we have no hours in the entertainment district, and we need to establish them. So we're putting a proposal to council to limit them. We're also need police resources to break up these large gatherings.
So, for instance, this proposal might say, like, after 2 a.m., then...
Or sooner, but yes.
Right, okay. That then large groups that are congregating, police have the right to go in there and break things up. And
yeah, and the other thing is that we would like the establishments that are having these large parties, that they should provide the security not only inside the establishment but outside as well, because there are people that are known to gather outside and never even go inside but enjoy the closeness of the entity, and unfortunately that does not create a conducive atmosphere for public safety.
I mean, what I've seen from some social media posts is that it looks like there is as much of a party going on outside as there is inside.
Yes.
And that's causing some issues in the late night hours. City Stat.
Yes.
That's something you guys have been involved in. What are some of the statistics that have really kind of stood out, allowing you to kind of know where there's issues, what residents are talking about and complaining about? And this is also an ongoing City Stat process where people, Trentonians, can access some of the statistics that have been gathered.
Yep.
And empower themselves to advocate for their own issues in their neighborhoods and communities.
It's still in the startup, but we've had 2 City Stat meetings that were quite well attended, and we feel successful. The whole purpose is from council meetings themselves. We have 10 departments in the city of Trenton, and all 10 directors go to council meetings. And it's an opportunity for council members to ask one-on-one questions with department directors. The City Stat is that in reverse, where the 10 directors come for a meeting and citizens and residents get to ask questions of the directors. And it evolves around quality of life issues.
So this could be like, hey, transportation department, how come there's a pothole
I was
on my street?
I was about to bring up the P word. There's many people that are annoyed with a pothole that hasn't been addressed. There's garbage issues. There's tree issues. This way, a resident is able to come confront that director. It could be water. It could be public works. And that's generally what it is, and there's a variety of that. But the rule is that the issue has to be initiated or not completely addressed, but addressed within 48 hours. So we're trying to give our residents some satisfaction and also an opportunity to talk directly with our directors, just as council people do at council meetings.
Well, I encourage Trentonians to check out that City Stat Initiative because, again, as Mayor Gusciora is describing, it allows you to raise an issue, to get something done. I mean, within 48 hours is pretty rare when it comes to municipal business and stuff. And for an average citizen, right, you call up City Hall and you don't feel like you get the response and the response time that you're looking for. And this is trying to change that through statistics and through these meetings and interactions. So City Stat, check that out here in the city of Trenton. We have a whole bunch of other events that we didn't even get to, movies under the stars that are going to be going on all throughout the summer. And if you want more information about Movies Under the Stars, about summer basketball, painting in the capital city, check out TrentonNJ.org, or you can call 609-989-3860. I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, it's been an exciting, fast show. So you guys do a great job covering the city of Trenton. We really appreciate it.
Well, looking forward to getting back to it next month. We'll be back here at the convention. What is this? The conference room.
Conference room in City Hall, but we may even think of maybe some creative place to go.
Oh, that would be great. One thing I didn't get to, you guys also got like a $7 million grant recently.
Yeah.
So maybe we can touch on that next time we get together for Trenton today with Mayor Gusciora. Thanks to Brianna O'Neill, our video engineer, for putting it all together, to Bill Redner, who's out there somewhere, and thanks to you for being with us. Thanks to our sponsors as well, Capital Health and also Haldeman Ford. Appreciate all of the support. We'll catch you next time here on WBCB.